This is the Kratom Science Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gallagher, blog and social media writer for KratomScience.com, your source for all things Kratom. Misty Brown was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease in 2008, which led to an 11-year addiction to opiate painkillers. After being fired from pain management and detoxing, Misty watched the Netflix documentary A Leaf of Faith, which she says changed her life. She found that Kratom helped her live with chronic pain from DDD. Misty is now captain of her district for the National Advocacy Council for the American Kratom Association. She also admins the Kratom advocacy group TSOL Advocacy on Facebook. This is Misty Brown, and this is her Kratom story. Yeah, no, thanks for doing this.
You're welcome, dude.
So yeah, I like your Facebook group. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
It's good.
Shout out to TSOL Advocacy.
Yeah, what does TSOL stand for, anyways?
The Sons of Liberty. Well, the dude that created the group, Mike Dirks Jr.
Yeah.
Me and him. I was just like 2 months into my Kratom journey. And we were bouncing ideas around in another group. So, because I have this idea that I would like to have a Kratom con, like a Comic-Con, where
Definitely.
Everybody gets to meet up.
That would be cool.
And then hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So then the next day I woke up and I was admin in TSOL Advocacy.
That's awesome. So you're from Colorado?
I was born and raised in Tennessee, so I'm a transplant to Colorado. Yeah, we moved out here in 94.
What part of Colorado is it?
I'm right by Denver. I'm in a suburb of Denver.
Oh, okay. So Kratom is illegal in Denver. Is that right?
In Denver County.
Do you live in Denver County?
I live right next door
to
it in Adams County, so I'm good.
Yeah.
But either way, I want Kratom to be legal every fucking where.
Yeah,
Everybody needs to have the option to take Kratom.
Absolutely. And it's kind of weird in Denver because weed's legal there. We went to spend the weekend in Denver for my 40th birthday, just so I could smoke weed legally for the first time ever. And Denver, and you could smell weed everywhere. I'm like, whoa, this is
everywhere.
It's like a freaking Grateful Dead concert out here.
No, yeah, we have to fight for our right. Kratom, I view Kratom, the same as the weed category. Where I wasn't, I voted yes to legalize weed. So I've been smoking weed damn near every day since 2011. But, I didn't grow up doing it like you said you were doing. But so I got to ask you, dude, so when you came out here and got high, it was a total different experience from before, right? Because you didn't have that paranoid looking over your shoulder feeling. Yeah,
really. It was like, wow, I'm allowed to do this. It's weird that Kratom is illegal in Denver. So you're involved in, did you signed up for the AKA National Advocacy Council?
I sure did, dude. I sure as hell did. Yep. So I'm chair or co-chair for Colorado. So I believe I'm in District 1 or District 7. I'm not quite sure because the list isn't finalized. I am trying to wake everybody up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I used to work at the post office, our safety meetings used to tell us complacency will get you killed. So, I don't know what happened in the Kratom world before I came in last year.
I'm kind of fuzzy on that.
Other than, other than what I've read and, hear other people's stories about how, what happened in 2016 and 17 and all that.
Yeah.
I was too pilled up then. I didn't even know about Kratom.
So how's the Advocacy Council work? I mean, I just signed up yesterday, and I don't know why I didn't do it right away, but for Pittsburgh. It's like the city of Pittsburgh. That's my district. And I don't know. I got the automatic thing back. So how's it work?
Okay, how it's going to work is this is where I can say that this is what I've been doing before, Rob and Graham and all them found me in my group. It's whenever articles come out about Kratom, I will holler for the group to go and sprinkle their Kratom kindness, is what I like to say, tell your story, tell your testimony. Anytime anything comes up negative about Kratom, we band all together and we start throwing them science and throwing them our testimonies. So what happened? So with this council that's going on is they created this so that everybody is involved inside their own state. And the congressional district captain is the point person who will talk to the legislators. Us chairs and co-chairs, we just give them the fire, the ammo to go talk with the legislators with.
Yeah.
Like the testimonies and the science and just all that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just sending emails in, making phone calls if you have to. The world's opening back up, so maybe face-to-face is coming on. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
well, that's great.
We're preparing. Yeah. We need to start preparing for our defense now because the Federal Kratom Consumer Protection Act is going to roll out in like a couple weeks here.
It's only a couple weeks. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, we got to prepare for all that bullshit backlash is going to hit our way. Oh, I was going to say, so I'm guessing this is what they had to deal with back in 2016 when the DEA, did all that bullshit in the FDA.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you were diagnosed with degenerative disc disease in 2008. I'm going from your article. And
right.
What is degenerative disc disease and what's it like to go through?
Well, DDD is when the cushion things in the spine. I forgot what they're called right now. But it's when those start they start rubbing away. So pretty soon, it can become bone on bone. So it's more like arthritis in the back, kind of.
Yeah.
So because it feels like when I'm not on Kratom, when I wasn't on the pills, it feels like someone's sticking their knuckle in my lower part of my spine. Ugh. And that feeling just stays there.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, that's not good.
But it's, I never started off addicted on all these pills. When I got the DDD diagnosis, I was sent to a shit ton of pain management clinics. And man, dude, I was getting pills thrown my way left and right.
So this is like 2008.
It wasn't until, 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
2009 was when I slid into the addiction part.
And so, like, with a condition like degenerative disc disease, you pretty much have chronic pain. It's not going to go away. Is that right?
Right. It will never go away. Yeah. They say I got the spine of an 80-year-old woman right now. And I never got the back surgery. I will still refuse to get the back surgery done. Fuck all that. Kratom helps me stay manageable.
Yeah.
Pain-free, clear, clean, focused, energetic, manageable pain. You know what I mean?
You say you started on prescription pain medication right away?
Mm-hmm. Right away.
Okay. And so how long was it before you became, like, addicted to it and it became a problem?
It was a good year into it. Because, before I could just do like the directions said, just take one, whatever, how many hours, because at that time I was still working at the post office. But it wasn't until, I wound up losing my house because of that recession in 2008. Mm. So I had a lot of things hitting me all at once, and so that depression set in, and I knew how to manipulate the pills to get to where the feeling I wanted to get to. So, but it didn't take full control of me until after 2009.
And so how long did that last before you got off the pills?
11 years.
Yeah. Yep.
So from 2008, I started 2008, but full addiction didn't come in until 2009. Mm-hmm. And so from 2009 till last April,
Yeah.
So about 10 years, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and you said at one point you were kicked out of your pain management clinic. So how does that work?
I got fired, yep.
Now, what does that mean, fired? Because I've heard that before.
When you go into a pain management clinic, this was new to me because back then I didn't have to sign pain contracts, from 2009 to 2017.
Okay.
I had the same doctor that prescribed me, my medications. And then because my addiction took a hold of me, I was able to go from different pain management clinics and pay cash and, get that shit done. But what happened was my doctor retired in 2017. So I had to find a pain management doctor. So I did.
Yeah.
I quit smoking weed for a year because you're not allowed to be on weed to get pills.
Yeah.
So they called me in for a pill count in April of last year. And I knew I was 11 pills short, dude. I couldn't find a hookup that had any of them. So I just didn't show up. So they sent me a letter saying I was fired. So during that meantime, I was contemplating on calling, and make another appointment somewhere. But my kid's father came out here and because my second daughter graduated high school. So he was able to occupy my mind. But I swear to you, once we dropped him off at the airport that night, I was going to call doctors and make appointments. But I wound up watching Leap of Faith. And that's what changed my life.
That was a great movie because I think that came out on Netflix right after I was hired, or right before I was hired to Kratom Science, and I watched it, and it's such a great, simple introduction, and I'm trying to get everybody I know to watch it because it's really good. It's a really good movie, isn't it? It's awesome.
Yes, it is. And I think we need another documentary.
Yes.
That's what I think.
I mean, Drew Turner, who was in that movie, he was working on one where he was going to, try to go to Southeast Asia and, interview farmers and all that shit and more, what's Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia did that. Did you ever see that one on YouTube?
Dude, yes.
Of course.
I was going to say, I saw it in 2017, but I was high on my pills. So when I was watching that episode, I was like, yeah, the fuck right. Y'all fucking stupid. That shit don't work like that.
Really? I know.
So I just...
I was like that, too.
I threw it back in my mind.
Yeah.
I threw it back in my mind until, I watched Leap of Faith. June.
So you said something, I'm going to go back a little bit, and you said something about a pain management contract. What is that even?
That's where you got to go in and pretty much sign your life away to them. In order for you got to take drug tests.
Yeah.
You got it every time you go to your doctor's appointment. They pull up your prescription record and they pull up your I think it's called DEA record. But you're not allowed to have any other, illegal drugs in your system. Not even weed, dude. Not even fucking weed. And it's, legal out here. I was so mad about that, but I was so hooked on those pills that I quit smoking weed.
Yeah. And so that's what happened after 2017, you said?
Yeah.
So that was the newer, that was like the response to the opioid crisis thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Because the pills went from being able to be prescribed 120 milligrams a day. It during that time where I had to find that new doctor, it went down to 90 milligrams a day. So my pills had already got cut back a lot. But I had on it, and then I also got wrapped up in that world of selling them. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna ask you that next because it happens with most people, especially if they're trying to taper down. Then you sell the rest of them. You said you went through a month's worth in 2 weeks, so that means you're still addicted, so you're gonna get them some other way, and that's just a fact of life. So,
because I got for many years I was wrapped up in selling my pills, and then I'd fucking run out of my own that I had stashed for myself, and I wind up using that money I got for those pills to go buy some more pills. Makes no goddamn sense now, but back then it did to me.
So you said you got kicked out of pain management or fired, which sounds like it's a job and you get fired from it. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that terminology. But because
the doctor in that pain contract, it says that they're allowed to call you at any point in time of the month for you to come in and get your pills counted.
Yeah.
And that was my first time after being with them for a year and some months that they called me in for a pill count, and I was like, fuck.
Shit. Yeah.
I've even thought about sending that doctor an email and thanking her for firing me.
So did you completely detox before you discovered Kratom?
So I didn't swallow any more pain pills from May of last year, but I did start doing coke. So from May until I found Kratom in June, I was clean from the pills, but I was still doing, cocaine. I've never been to any recovery meetings or any type of rehab or nothing. So what I've been learning these past 11 months is to just be motherfucking truthful about any and everything, and that way you can work on what you fucked up doing back in the day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. So when you detox, did you just go cold turkey, or did you like taper off and do Suboxone?
No, cold turkey.
Anything? Yeah.
I've never done sub.
Yeah.
So, but me quitting the cold turkey was what I was doing anyway every month for damn near, 10 years. Because like I said, my pills never lasted me a full month, either if I sold them or not. Detoxing was just kind of like what came naturally, but I was still craving them though. I did start smoking weed again after I got fired from that clinic, but I was still craving those pills, dude. Okay, I never sucked dick for drugs, okay? But I don't know if my mindset at that time, maybe I would have if one was presented in front of me.
If a dick just flew in from the window and there was a coin above it, like on Super Mario Brothers, yeah.
Oh my God,
or
dude.
A pill.
Well, hey, you don't know. I swear to God, I was flirting with the idea of heroin, so. But I did the white girl, I did the coke.
But this might be the funniest podcast.
So, when those dumbasses tell me that I traded one addiction for another, if motherfuckers want to come at me like that, then fine. So the fuck what if I did? I am clean. I am sober. I can wake up and not fucking stress out about where I'm going to get my next fucking fix. Even when I run out of Kratom, dude, I don't stress.
And so when you first started doing Kratom, did you still have the craving for the opiate pills?
No, that's immediately what I noticed when I took my first dose of Kratom.
Yeah.
Was, about 5-ish hours later, I was like, holy shit, I'm not even thinking about who to call or, where I could maybe score some.
Yeah.
So that was the first major thing I noticed was the cravings just stopped.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that from so many people.
I don't crave Coke. I don't crave alcohol. The only thing I crave is water. You got to stay hydrated when you're on a Kratom, dude.
Yeah, that's one of the side effects, right? You got to drink a lot of water or you'll get constipated. That's what I hear a lot from people, right?
Just in my opinion, in general, for being on Kratom every day for 11 months, staying hydrated will take care of most of the negative side effects from Kratom. When I watched Leap of Faith, the next thing I did was Google Kratom.
Yeah.
And so I started reading, and then I joined a couple of Kratom support groups, and I just kept reading before I even commented or liked anybody's stuff.
Kratom and marijuana are tools I need for sobriety. That was in your article. And,
yes.
We just addressed this, but some people would say that these are other substances and you're trading one for addiction for another. And my question was, what would you say to them? And you already said it, but it's that's what I try to tell people is Kratom is a tool to get you sober, and substances as a tool to get you sober is kind of a new concept in people's minds. So what would you say to that?
Well, like I said, when people say, I'm not sober because I traded one addiction for the other, I say it's my safer alternative.
Yeah.
It's my route to my sobriety. Like I said, I wake up every day. I take 3 teaspoons of Kratom mixed with OJ, turmeric, and pepper, slam that shit, and I'm good to confront the day. I ain't got to worry about, like I said, I ain't got to worry about where did I hide that last pill or who can I call to get some? None of that. It's unbelievable how much stress gets lifted away when you take Kratom. I do not neglect any of my, daily responsibilities. I got 3 damn kids. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I put my kids through a lot the past 11 years.
Yeah.
So, I can't rewind time and make up for what I did, but what I can do is promise you I will not do again. That's how confident I am with Kratom. I always say Kratom and weed are my husbands. I refuse to not spell Kratom. I will always spell Kratom with a capital K and weed with a capital W.
That's good. And you said you do 3 teaspoons in the morning. Is that how much you do on an average day?
Yeah, dude. When I first started, I was doing Kratom 4 times a day.
You were still getting off the opiates, right?
You don't realize, and then you got to deal with that pause, that pause stuff that happens after you quit taking.
Yeah.
I think I'm, really good now, but when I first started, I did Kratom 4 times a day, and then after about 4 months, it went down to 3 times, and then I went down to 2, and then I kept forgetting my second dose. I will not dose after 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So I kept forgetting my second dose, and I was like, Misty, just fuck it. Just take it once a day. So that's what I've been doing the past 3 months.
I'm starting to learn about how people get off it with the opiates by just going through tons of comments and interviewing people. It's like once you're getting off of the opiates, you try to taper down from them as much as possible. Like I wouldn't say start taking a ton of Kratom if you're taking a ton of pills a day.
Tapering is always the best.
Yeah, and it's just like you gotta commit to get off of it, like with anything. And but Kratom will help you stay off, I think. Do you think that's right?
Yes. Dude, I need to go and get dental implants done, right?
Yeah.
I keep putting it off because I am so scared that I'm going to need those pills. So I finally told myself I'm just not going to tell the dentist that I'm not going to have the dentist write one up just in case.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do, that's my goal right now is to get dental implants done. But like I said, I've been putting it off for months and months because I'm scared to swallow a pill.
Yeah.
But I don't crave it. So, but I've had dental pain or dental work done a lot in the past. So I know how much pain I'm going to be in.
Do you think if you take like high doses of Kratom, it'll help with that, and then you can?
Well, I've been directed to take Red Horn to do that because I've read a couple people's dental implant testimonies, in the Kratom community, and a couple of them used Red Horn. I'm a green Malay freak. That's my shit right there. So who knows? Maybe the green Malay will just take care of the dental pain since it takes care of my back pain and my hip pain. But no, when I found Kratom, that I gave up all those people, all those connections.
Yeah.
I quit selling them a year before, and it's so easy to get sucked back, you know what I mean? So yeah. I gave up that world. I started posting publicly on my account. So I know they're seeing my shit. I'm waiting for people to come to me because you can't make an addict get clean. I never admitted I was an addict to nobody. My kids could see it. My family could see it. My friends could see it. I never said it. Every time I went to my doctor's appointment, they would ask you, are you addicted or dependent? I would say, I'm dependent. I would never say I was addicted. I lived that double life.
Yeah.
You go to the doctors and you're all, fucking mother of the month, you're PTA bitch, trying to get all you're doing is trying to get your pills. But you're bitching about people like myself. You know what I mean? So you're just not true to yourself at all.
I know you've had withdrawals from opiates, and when you stop using Kratom or you run out or forget to buy it, do you have withdrawals from Kratom, and are they anything comparable to withdrawals from opiates?
Okay, in my experience, hell, fuck, no, it is not the same withdrawal experience. No, it is not. But you're just a little more sluggish. It's like you don't like if you're addicted to coffee and you don't drink your coffee for like 3 days.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I like to say it. But hell no, it is not nothing like opiate withdrawal. Nope. In my experience, though.
So what is opiate withdrawal like?
Oh God, dude. I always describe it as ass madness. I mean, you got the diarrhea for 3 to 5 days. You want to puke. Yeah. You got the bubble gut, dude. And you hate the world. You don't want nobody talking to you. You fucking curl up in a box and don't take a shower for weeks. That's my experience. But yeah, dude, I always called that ass madness, man. You could not trust a fart when you're in opiate withdrawal. No way.
Do not fart unless you're on a toilet.
Do not. Exactly. Woo, I don't miss them days. I'm not gonna shape myself into anybody. I'm gonna continue doing what the fuck I'm doing. Because I know, and dude, I know this for a fact because I'm reaching so many people. And the way you know that is you get those messages, and those inbox messages.
So how do you take kratom? Is it like toss and wash, or do you make teas out of it? Capsules?
I mix my kratom in OJ, black pepper, and turmeric. I slam it. Got an OJ chaser.
How much OJ do you use? Like, do you use like a tablespoon?
Oh God, you only want to put like a little bit of OJ in there. You just want to get that stuff, not sludgy, but you want to get it, diluted enough to swallow that crap so fast.
Yeah.
So, and then you got to make sure you got that chaser, dude, because ooh.
Yeah.
I don't prefer doing toss and washers, but I've done them before. That's how I did my very first video. Was doing my toss and wash.
Okay.
So I'm trying to, I'm coming out of my shell. You know what I mean? So I started fucking around with Snapchat filters in my group. So, and then, when you notice other people doing it, dude, it's so amazing. That's the feelings I've become addicted to.
Yeah.
I'm not addicted to my next kratom dose. I'm addicted to making people feel good and happy.
Yeah.
That's what kratom makes me feel.
How long did it take you to learn how to incorporate it?
I would say about a month. I always say allow kratom to make love to you. That's all you got to do. Respect the plant. Allow kratom to make love to your ass.
It really is your husband, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. I've been in total self-care, self-love for these past 11 months. So, I know I'll meet, my sober man, my sober husband pretty soon. Maybe, one day. But as of right now, it's just all me. I turned 41 last week. It felt so good to be sober on my very first birthday. You know what I mean? My first sober birthday.
That's great. That's fucking great. You said you have epilepsy too, is that right?
I do. Mm-hmm. I have what they called stress-induced epilepsy.
Okay.
So I was diagnosed with epilepsy before I was prescribed any pills. So, and then I would have a seizure like once a year up until 2012. And then I started smoking weed every day from 2011, on, and I stayed on my Keppra, my anti-seizure medication. So, but I have not been triggered by kratom to have a seizure. I know I've read that a couple times these past couple days, or read an article, some shit about it. So, I don't know if it's because, it's my weed taking or my weed usage.
Yeah.
And, like I said, my Keppra is the only medication that, I'm not willing to get off of. Not yet, at least. But it doesn't make me high or anything. It's just making whatever was fucking brain farting in my head to level it out.
So, like, CBD doesn't work for that?
It does. CBD does,
yeah.
But I'm not. Okay. I'm more of the weed girl. I'm not really more into the CBD stuff. That's a whole nother learning.
Because I'm wondering, like, my buddy has epilepsy, and he's a weed smoker, too, and they developed this drug, like, the big pharma developed Epidiolex, and I looked it up, $13,000 a year for the average patient. Meanwhile, all of it is a CBD with a fancy name that has gone through the FDA $10 million 10-year process. And meanwhile, if you get good quality CBD, and it's kind of like the Kratom market, like there's tons of shitty CBD out there, and there's tons of stuff called Kratom that's like a bunch of dead leaves somebody raked out of their yard. But that's the thing. I was going to ask you if about Epidiolex and CBD, but
I've never even heard of that drug. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like Marinol is legal THC and has been legal forever, but that's the THC that went through the process.
Right.
Which is they're trying to do with Kratom.
Do you ever wonder do you ever wonder if Kratom is going to go that route?
They're going to definitely try to do it.
Do you ever sit back and I kind of wonder if it's already in the works, but I don't know.
Yeah,
because I'm not that experienced in the Kratom world yet.
University of Florida, the NIDA made a $6 million grant to them, and that doctor down there, McCurdy, is great. He's great for Kratom Science, and he's probably the best Kratom scientist in the world. But the thing that the system he has to be involved in is, luckily he got a government grant and not a pharmaceutical company grant to study it. And he even says, well, here's how it works. The only way it will work is it can help people if it's turned into a drug. But what we want is for it to, because it's already safe in its natural form. And it's already pretty self-limiting because alcohol tastes great to me. I'll drink it all day. But Kratom is like, if I would never do too much of that because it tastes, even the tea tastes like pond water. I mean, it's like gross. Are there any groups trying to make it illegal? Do you ever see any negative news out there?
Not yet.
Okay,
that's what we're preparing for, because like I said, the federal KCPA is going to roll out and some I don't know the exact date, but it's going to be in a couple of weeks. That's what I'm saying. We stand guard.
Yeah.
That's what I try to preach. That's why I kept saying, I like to tell people to, wake up. And I'm not being a bitch about it, just however y'all was fighting before, bring it back. I'm trying to be everybody's match to their flame.
I look for opportunities for people to come together to work on a political issue we all agree with, despite who you vote for, who gives a shit anyways.
Oh, yeah. This is the only political I will get involved with. I'm not doing that Republican, Democrat crap.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I didn't know about the Kratom legality when I first started. So, it feels amazing to be able to be, to have our own group about it.
Yeah.
Because, I'm free to word however I want to word my post.
Hell yeah. And they know how to get the job done, too. Like, they're getting results.
Because if you can donate, if you can't, your motherfucking voice is free. Hoot and holler like I am right now.
Yeah.
I'm in my own little slice of world in TESOL advocacy, but it is. I'm seeing the results from that too. I can say that. So instead of me being a freaking single white mom that's a fucking zombie on drugs, now I'm a thriving, surviving mother. Single mother.
Yeah.
And I know other people can do the same fucking thing. I swear to God, dude. I tell people, if I can do this, y'all can do this. It'd be so tight to have like Kratom clinics in downtown. Yeah. Free fucking Kratom clinics. Advocates go there, spit their knowledge. We get the doctors on board and nurses. I mean, we got nurses already. I mean, I don't know quite any doctors that are slamming Kratom, but I know I got some nurses in my group that do. So
yeah, definitely. We've heard from nurses on our webpage too.
It's like, it'd be tight to get maybe a government grant, open up free Kratom clinics, help out the homeless, help them get back on track. Yeah.
It's just a matter of time before you plan it, implement it, get everybody involved and stuff like that. I think this advisory council is a good start to have a network of people who are willing to go out and do the work and go meet your representatives and say, hey.
Trust me, dude, it felt so good when they asked me. I was like, oh my God, I got into AKA.
Thank you, Misty Brown. I'm sure we'll be hearing more from Misty in the future. The music is Risey. The song is Memories of Thailand. The Kratom Science Podcast is written and produced by me, Brian Gallagher, for KratomScience.com. Take care.